In the 1960s and early 1970s, a mill upstream of Dryden dumped mercury into the river near Grassy Narrows First Nation Reserve and contaminated the drinking water of the community. The mercury worked its way through the food chain and into the fish. Furthermore, because the water and fish were full of mercury, the people of Grassy Narrows ingested it too. Many people were infected, including the Grassy Narrows community, the government, the industries, and the media. Grassy Narrows has been directly targeted with health effects and job loss. As for the government, they experienced a financial burden for the cost of cleanups and health compensations. They also were accused of neglecting the needs of the community. And the media and specific industries have been affected or even shut down due to the high mercury levels in Grassy Narrows. Now, 50 years later, the mercury is still escaping the soil and contaminating the English Wabigoon River system, affecting the same people.
Grassy Narrows is a First Nations community situated on the English Wabigoon River system just northeast of Kenora. With a population of approximately 1,000 people, the community mostly goes unnoticed by major news sources and other possible supporters of their cause. The members of Grassy Narrows have been suffering for over 50 years with mercury-contaminated waters that have affected many generations of people living there. Unfortunately, the government hasn't taken much initiative in cleaning and prioritizing their circumstances. In fact, the Canadian government knew about the mercury in the rivers 30 years before the community started getting affected. Some consequences of drinking water or eating fish that have been contaminated by the mercury are learning disabilities, seeing and hearing problems, mental health issues, and much more. Only 6% of the population get any compensation for mercury poisoning and its side effects, but 90% of the population is affected. Grassy Narrows leader Steve Fobister died last year due to mercury poisoning, but the government has yet to accept his cause of death. Both the provincial and the federal government have had different responses to the disaster. The Ontario government has given $85 million to clean up the industrial mercury contamination for the people of Grassy Narrows. They have also found that the U.S. and China have a mercury problem as well. Therefore, the Ontario government will consider their way of solution to reduce the level of mercury. The progress made has reduced about 90% of the mercury emissions in Ontario. The federal government has not put any money into the cleanup, but they have expressed their concern about the issue and the bigger issue of reconciliation. Although the government hasn't paid for health services, the leader of NDP Federal Party visited Grassy Narrows and promised to put money to help the community. As the election has not happened, we have yet to see if this promise would be followed up on.
There is a huge fishing tourism industry in the area that also held many locals' jobs. It got shut down as soon as it found out there was mercury in the fish. After the fishing industry was shut down, the government pushed for the logging industry, but that industry did not continue to thrive. The media has not covered much on this topic, except for CBC, that seems to listen to and agree with the people of the First Nations community. There have also been sites to get dedicated towards this topic. One such site is Free Grassy, a site where others can donate to their cause.
The conditions of Grassy Narrows are getting worse and worse, and we believe that they will continue to worsen until the government gives proper compensation and care for not only Grassy Narrows, but all the communities that have contaminated water systems. We think that the cleanup paid for by the Ontario government should be a priority, and the federal government should pay for health services for Grassy Narrows. We could all be dying. We probably are already. A member of the Grassy Narrows First Nation.
As for the media, if a larger news source was to support the cause of Grassy Narrows and make their circumstances known to the public, it is likely that the government will take action in helping the community, no matter the financial burden or any others.